Hey everybody, it's AJ with UV Codes for You, back with another Monday movie news. So let's get right into this. If you haven't been here for one of these before, I like to run down each of the movies that will be available Friday in my store, which are the new releases for Blu-rays this week. And then I also like to cover any general movie news, digital movie news, anything like that going on in the industry. So with that, let's get right into it. So the first movie that we have this week is The Snowman. The Snowman is about Detective Harry Hole, who investigates the disappearance of a victim on the first snow of winter. He fears an elusive serial killer may be active again. With the help of a brilliant recruit, the cop must connect decades-old cold cases to the brutal new one if he hopes to outwit this unthinkable evil before the next snowfall. So this got a 5.2 out of 10 on IMDb. Seems like a mix of a mystery and a thriller. If we go down, some of the cast includes Michael Fassbender, Rebecca Ferguson, and Charlotte Gainsbourg. And a fun fact for this movie is that Martin Scorsese was originally attached to direct this movie. However, that did not end up happening, but he did remain on the board as an executive producer. Also, Michael Fassbender started shooting this movie only 2 days after wrapping on Assassin's Creed 2016. So not a ton of a break in between Assassin's Creed and The Snowman for him. So that is this movie. Like I said, it got a 5.2 out of 10 on IMDb. Looks like a pretty good mystery/thriller. This will be available on the site on January 12th, this Friday. Let's get into the next movie. Our second movie coming out this week is Happy Death Day. Happy Death Day is about a college student, a teenage girl trying to enjoy her birthday, soon realizes that this is her final one. That is, if she can figure out who her killer is. She must relive that day over and over again, dying in a different way each time. Can she solve her own murder? So this seems to be a combination of a thriller/slasher, but also a mixture of Groundhog Day with the repeating the same day over and over until you can find out how to make it stop. So interesting concept, definitely. Some of the cast includes Jessica Roth, Israel Brizard, and Ruby Modine. This movie got a 6.5 out of 10 on IMDb. And a fun fact, or a goof in this film, is that when Tree wakes up for the last time, you can see a camera lens and Matt Box pulling away from her in the bottom left corner of the screen as she sits up in bed. So, like I said, this is Happy Death Day. It got a 6.2 out of 10, or 6.5 out of 10 on IMDb, and this will be available this Friday, January 12th, on uvcodesforyou.com. So, let's get into the next one. Our final movie this week is Blade Runner 2049. It by far seems the most popular movie this week, just from what I've seen in pre-orders and the buzz that I've been seeing about it online. This is about 30 years after the events of the first film. A new Blade Runner, LAPD Officer K, Ryan Gosling, unearths a long-buried secret that has the potential to plunge what's left of society into chaos. K's discovery leads him on a quest to find Rick Deckard, Harrison Ford, a former LAPD Blade Runner who has been missing for 30 years. So, like I said, this got an 8.3 out of 10 on IMDb. It is starring Harrison Ford, who is returning. He was in the last Blade Runner movie. Ryan Gosling, Ana de Armas, and Dave Bautista. An interesting fact about this movie was that David Bowie was Denis Villeneuve's first choice for the role of Neander Wallace, but passed away before the start of shooting. Also, the opening scene in which Kay confronts Sapper Morton is a near-exact remake of a scene written and storyboarded, but never filmed for the original Blade Runner in 1982. So yeah, this looks like a really good movie. I'm excited to see it myself. Blade Runner 2049, and this will also be available this Friday, January 12th at uvcodesforyou.com. So that wraps up all of the videos this week. Let's get into just some of the general movie news that's been coming up in the movie industry and the digital code industry this week. Not a ton of movie news this week, but I wanted to let you know that if you use Sony Picture Store, they have been having issues for a few weeks now. So if you've redeemed a movie there that is not porting over to Vudu or Movies Anywhere, you will have to reach out to Sony for them to push that through if they can. I would suggest staying away from that platform for right now until they get that all worked out and use a service like Vudu or Movies Anywhere. But that's all I have for you guys this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you liked the video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps out. As I said, all the movies that we discussed this week will be available in store in uvcodesforyou.com this Friday, January 12th. Thanks guys, have a great day. Peace.